Yo, what's up world? It's your boy Philochko here. You know that American dude with the incredible mood wearing the EHC hat that looks mad fat? That's me. Now what am I starting today? Well, today I'm starting 1,000 phrasal verbs. That's right. And in each video, I will teach you at least 12 phrasal verbs. And with these 12 phrasal verbs, I will tell you if they're separable or non-separable, and I will give you examples for each. Now, if you stick along, you stay with me during this journey, you will learn a lot. And of course, this is sponsored by English is Fun and Philochko and the EHC itself, alright? So let's get to it. Why waste time? You see the 12 right here. I'll explain each and every one of them to you, show you how to pronounce it, and then I'll show you how to use it, okay? The first one we have up there is account for. Account for. Now, account for is non-separable, which means whenever you use this phrasal verb, the two words have to be together, account and for. You can't separate them, it's account for, okay? So what does it mean to account for? Well, that basically means to give the statistical evidence or basically explain why it is using some sort of math. So for example, let's say my wife spends $100, if I had a wife, and she spends $100. I can say, baby, what did you spend $100 on? And she goes, I spent $20 on hat, $20 on shoes, and $60 on my dress. That's 20 plus 60. That makes 100, which means all $100 are accounted for. She gave me statistical evidence of where all the $100 went. Or for another example, let's say a lady tells me she has 4 children. I'm like, you have 4 children? She goes, yeah, they should all be home. I hope they didn't leave the home. If we go to her house and she's like, 2 of my kids are in here, and I'm like, okay, 2 of them are in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 kids are accounted for. They're there in the apartment. They didn't go anywhere. All the statistics are there that proves that she has 4 children in the house, okay? That's when you account for something, giving statistical or mathematical evidence behind it, okay? That's to account for. Next one we have to act as. And this one is non-separable. Well, what does it mean to act as? Well, it basically means to behave like. For example, I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends who are out here with me in Russia, and they speak Russian and English very well. So what do? When we go out, they act as my translators or my interpreters. Now, they're not really actually my translators or interpreters, but they do these things for me because they can. So they act as they actually have that position. Or for another example, let's say I have like a really big, strong friend in Ukraine. He was very big, very strong. And he acted as my security guard so no one would bother me. Now, he was not really my security guard, but he behaved like it because he was able to. So when you act as something, you behave like something because you're able to, but you're not necessarily really the actual thing, okay? So if he was really my bodyguard, I wouldn't say he acts as my bodyguard. I would say he is my bodyguard, okay? So act as is to behave like because you have the capabilities to do so. That's 2. Let's get to the third one. The third one is act on. And once again, this one is non-separable. So for example, a lot of times women get very emotional. Everyone can get emotional. But women are known, I guess, to be more emotional because they act on their emotions more than men. So for example, when a man is sad, he's likely to hide it and look normal. He wants to hide it and just look like nothing's bothering him. Like, yeah, I don't care. I don't care if she has a new husband. I don't care. And then when he goes home later, when no one's around, but women are more likely to act on their emotions in front of other people. So if a woman hears something like her ex-boyfriend has a new girlfriend, she is likely to act on her emotions and then cry. So basically, when you act on something, you behave in response to something else. That's when you're acting on it, okay? And we usually act on our emotions, some better than others. So if someone is likely to act on their emotions, whatever they feel, they're going to show it. So when they're angry, they show they're angry. When they're happy, they show they're happy. Russians aren't known to really act on their emotions. So when Russians are happy, they're known to not act on it too much. It's like this. That's a happy Russian person who doesn't know you. Russians don't like acting on their emotions in front of people they don't know. So when they're with their friends, yeah, they act on their emotions. Woo, I'm happy, I'm angry. But when they're in public, they don't act on it, okay? So to act on means to basically respond with your behavior to something. And usually we use this for our emotions, okay? That's to act on. Next one is to act up. And this one is, once again, non-separable. They have to be together. So what does it mean to act up? That means to misbehave. People and things can misbehave. So if my computer's not working properly, it's acting up. The screen looks weird, some reason my computer is acting up. Let's say I have a kid and he's crying, I want candy, I want chocolate. I'm like, you better stop acting up before I start smacking up, okay? When you act up, you're misbehaving, whether a person or electronics, whatever, it's just basically not working properly or misbehaving. That's what it means to act up. That is a very simple one. Next one we have to add to, and this one is separable. So first, let me use them separated. For example, let's say I have a lot of problems. I have 4 problems, right? And then I have a new problem. Some guy wants to kill me. Some guy wants to kill me. And I would be able to say, oh, now I gotta add him to my problems. Now I gotta add that to my problems. I have enough problems. Now I have to add him to my problems. Or let's say there's some girl out there who thinks her baby's mine. Oh, now I gotta add her to my problems. So it can be separated. Add and to can be separated by pronoun, name. Even if I was a problem to you, you can add my name to this phrasal verb as well. For example, Philochko's making English videos. Now I have to add him to the videos I watch. I have to add those to the videos I watch, or I have to add Philochko to the videos I watch. So basically, to add to basically means to put on. I try not to use the same words that in the definition as are in the actual phrasal verb. So basically, it's to put on more. That's to add to. So basically, first I had 1 hat, but now I have 5 other hats to add to my collection, okay? Add to means to put more on. Basically, to raise the quantity. To raise the quantity, okay? That's to add to. Next one we're gonna give is to add up. Now, to add up is non-separable, but we usually use this for bad things, for things we don't trust. For example, let's say someone tells you a story like, hey man, yesterday I was at home all day and I didn't do anything. You can say, wait, that doesn't add up. I saw you at the bar yesterday. If you stayed home all night, why were you at the bar? That doesn't add up. Or for another example, let's say a girl says, I'm a natural blondinka. I'm blonde, yeah, blondinka. But then you see dark hair, like in the middle on her roots, you see dark hair. And then you can say, wait, you're a natural blonde? Why do you have dark roots in your hair? That doesn't add up if you're blonde. That doesn't make sense. Basically, to add up means it has to make sense. It has to make sense. It has to be evident. When something doesn't add up, it doesn't make sense because there's not enough evidence for it, or there's evidence against it. So one more example. Let's say I were to say, yeah, I'm from Russia. I was born and raised here. How are you from Russia when you don't speak Russian well? That doesn't add up. That's what it means, okay? So to add up means to have evidence, or basically sufficient reason to believe something. If you have enough reason to believe it, it adds up to the truth, basically. So to add up basically means to have enough evidence to believe it, okay? Next one is to aim at. This is non-separable. To aim at. What does it mean to aim at someone? Well, basically, it's where something is directed towards. Not literally, not like with the gun. We're not doing literally. It means where something is directed towards, like where it's pointing towards. So for example, my English videos, I aim these videos at people who want to learn English. These videos are aimed at the English learners. That's the group of people I want to watch these videos. Anyone who's an intermediate or higher, my videos are aimed at you. I want your attention. I want you to look at the videos because I'm aiming for that audience, okay? So basically, when you're aiming at, you want what you're doing to go in a direction towards those people. It's usually used for people. So cartoons, like cartoons, animated cartoons, where are they aimed at? those are aimed at children. You make cartoons when you want to aim at the children. You want to have their audience. You make cartoons that's aimed at children. Has to be colorful, nice, and they learn things, and no bad words. That's definitely aimed at children because they want children to watch it, okay? To aim at basically means to make something or do something in hopes that a certain audience or group of people will receive it and like it. That's to aim at, okay? Next one we have to amount to. This is non-separable, amount to. Now, amount to basically means to become. It's one definition is to become. So for example, a lot of teachers would say something like, if you don't study, you will amount to nothing in your past, in your future. If you don't study, you will amount to nothing. That means become nothing. Because they think if you don't study and you don't get an education, you will not be successful. That's to amount to. Basically, to become. So basically, another example, let's say you want to be real muscular. You want to have real big muscles. Somebody could say, dude, you want to have muscles, but you don't go to the gym? You won't amount to anything if you don't actually go to the gym. You need to go to the gym to get muscles in order to amount to something. In order to be that big muscular guy, you have to go to the gym in order to amount to anything, okay? So to amount to something basically means to become something, okay? So if I keep making these videos, I might amount to 5 million subscribers one day if I keep going hard, okay? That's what it means to amount to. Next one we have to answer back. To answer back. Now this one is separable, so let me use it separable first. Let's say I call you and you look at the phone. You missed a call. You see the phone, you see the missed call. You can say, maybe I should answer Phil back or call Phil back. That one's good, but you could say, maybe I should answer Phil back. You know, you can use that separately. Or let's say I'm talking to someone and I'm like, we're answering each other's questions. I answer your question, you answer mine. I answer your question, but then I ask you a question, you don't answer me back. I'm like, hey, answer me back, man. I answer your questions, you can't answer mine. Answer me back. See, it's separated. Answer me back, and that's absolutely okay. And if I text someone and I'm waiting for their reply, hey, answer me back. I wrote you a message. You can't answer me back. Now, answer me back is mostly used separated. Using it non-separately, answer, I like to answer back. Well, yes. For example, you can say something like, I'll answer you. I like to answer back quickly. I typically answer back as fast as I can. You can use it separable and non-separable. So basically, to answer back means to reply. Okay, so I'm sure if your father calls you and he asks you a question, you're going to answer him back. You're going to reply or you're going to respond. Okay, that is to answer back. So hopefully you guys answer me back in this video, because I want you all to write these phrasal verbs in the description in Russian and in Portuguese if you know it. You can just write in the description, in the comments. You can write all of these in Russian or in Portuguese, or both if you know them, so everyone can understand them even better, okay? So answer me back, guys. Put the comments. Next one I want to get to is to appeal to. This is non-separable. They stay together. To appeal to. Example with to appeal to. Appeal to. Well, when something appeals to people, that means they like it or they're interested in it. So for example, I make these videos in hopes that they appeal to English learners. It's basically, I'm aiming at the English learners because I hope they are going to appeal to these videos, as in, I'm hoping they're going to like it or be interested in them. So for example, if you make an advertisement, and on this advertisement, you have a real beautiful lady. She's like, yeah, she got all this going on, and she's long hair, and she's sexy. Who do you think that advertisement is going to appeal to? More men or more women? It's more likely to appeal to more men because it's more common that men give a lot of attention to sexy women. So that is likely to appeal to men, and that advertisement is aimed at men. Okay, it's aimed at men because it's likely to appeal to men. Okay, especially to appeal to means that that group of people or person is interested or likes whatever the topic is. So one more example, my hats. They usually appeal to people who either like my videos or they appeal to people who like wearing different types of snapbacks. That's what they appeal to, okay? So when something appeals to you, that means you like it or you're interested. One more example, what appeals to me? Making videos. You know, that appeals to me when people make videos or stand-up comedy, that's appealing to me. You know, it appeals to me because it entertains me, okay? And hopefully this video appeals to you because I want you to learn. Next one is to apply to. Now, what does it mean to apply to someone or apply to something? Basically means to be relevant or related to something, okay? So for example, let's say I hear an announcement outside. I hear an announcement outside right now that all Russian citizens must pay 1,000 rubles right now to the government. All Russian citizens must pay 1,000 rubles right now to the government. Just an example. I would be able to say, I don't have to pay anything because that doesn't apply to me. That doesn't apply to me because I'm not a Russian citizen. For example, let's say there's also a doctor who he's the best female doctor in the world. He can take care of any female, make them better. He's perfect with dealing with females. Now, if he comes in my apartment, it's me and a bunch of different people, boys and girls, I'm having a party, it's a lot of different people. He goes, okay, if you're a woman and you need help, I can make you feel better right now. I'm not going to talk to him or ask him for help because what he's saying doesn't apply to me because I'm not a woman. So in order for something to apply to something else, it has to be relevant. It has to relate in a certain way. So for another example, let's use a thing. Let's say somebody goes, all laptops that were bought before the year 2000 are no good anymore. All laptops that were bought before the year 2000 are no good anymore. I can say, well, that doesn't apply to my laptop. I bought this laptop in 2009. So this one's okay. It doesn't apply to my laptop because it was bought after 2000. But if it was bought before 2000, it relates to the statement, which means it applies. But in this case, the one I gave you, it does not apply because I bought it in the year 2000, okay? Now, last one for today. I know this is a long video, but last one is to arrive at. And this one is non-separable. Now, what does it mean to arrive at? Well, that basically means to get to your location, to get to your destination. Sorry, that means to get to your destination. So for example, I arrived at the airport on time. I arrived at the airport on time. That means I got to my destination when I was supposed to. That's to arrive at. Another example, let's say, when will you arrive at the train station? When will you arrive at the train station? I can say I'll arrive at the train station maybe at 9 p.m. I'll be there at 9 p.m. That's where I will be at my destination to arrive at, okay? So there you guys go. I gave you all 12. You see it right there. Now pronounce them one more time. Account for, act as, act on, act up, add to, add up, aim at, amount to, answer back, appeal to, apply to, and arrive at. So that's the end of the episode for today. I hope you liked it, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned your stuff. Be sure to add me, vk.com/Philochko, that's me, and subscribe to my YouTube page to see all my videos. And of course, I'm selling EHC hats. Check the links in the description. I also give online lessons to a whole bunch of people, big group lessons every Monday and Thursday. The links are in the description for that as well. And that's basically it, guys. Part 2 coming soon. Let me know if you like it, and don't forget to write all 12 of these if you can in your language, whether it's Russian, Ukrainian, Portuguese, whatever language it is. If you're able to write it, please do. And that's basically it, guys. I'm out. You know what the dude says at the end of my videos.
And don't be racist.
So don't be that is his catchphrase, the don't be